How do we get our cats to become the best version of themselves? Is the only choice to tough love them into submission?
No. We don't throw temper tantrums. We get up, we get in a huddle, and we do it. Stop being such a baby.
Okay, that's not gonna work.
Like a child out there.
What about the opposite? What if it's just we make the best possible life and then we're just supportive?
If you feel like being in your cave at 3:30 p.m. every day, why not? The world will wait. Because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and cat got it, people like you.
And that won't work either.
What do they know?
So then what? How do we get them there? The truth is, regardless of your species, it is hard to change. In fact, the more we repeat an action over and over again, especially if it creates a desired result, it becomes ingrained in our neural pathways. And the act of trying to break out of that activates our primal threat response. On top of that, there is a little bit of a lazy factor. The more we try to change, it's effort. It's effort. Every time you do it, you have to really push it. But that threat response thing, that's where we start talking about your cats, especially. Then, of course, there is when we want to change, we have to process a whole lot of new information, and we have to adapt our behavior to that information, which is a lot of effort. And in that way, it becomes easier to stick with the familiar. But just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's actually in our best interests. That's where the concept of challenge comes in.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
And I talk about this with cats all the time, the concept of the challenge line. Comfort on one side, challenge on the other. It represents the very border of a cat's comfort zone. Your goal is to help your cats cross over small obstacles, or actually taking big obstacles and breaking them down into small bits. It's kind of like football.
Come on, a little speed out there.
They call football the game of inches, and it's inch by inch, yard by yard, then you get into the end zone.
It's a game of inches.
And I want to see you grab those inches, not just tiptoe, tiptoe.
You understand what I'm saying to you guys? Do you?
And this is tough for us. We are guardians, we are parents, we want to always comfort our cats, and we default there. But by doing that, come on, they're just going to stay small and invisible, because it works for them. So a good example is you're in a new space, unfamiliar to the cat, they go straight under the bed, they're hiding there. So what do? You can feed the cat under the bed. And the guarantee there, if there is one, is that they will stay under the bed because there's absolutely no reason for them to come out.
You look a little, peaked. Are you okay? Do you need something to eat? You do. You need something to eat, don't you? Don't move. I'll be right back. I'll get you some food.
So what's the alternate approach? The alternate approach is you pull them out from under the bed. You get them out of that room. You close the door behind them. You put the food on the other side, and you hope for the best. In essence, you're now removing comfort, going all challenge. And what's the result? The result is the feeling of an ice bath to the senses and the association that comes with that, and they go into shutdown.
I'm asking for one simple thing. Put your body on the line, put your soul on the line, and give me that thing.
Now we've got no comfort, all challenge, and the same result, no change. I mean, the bottom line is, whether our brains like it, our bodies like it, or anything else, challenge is necessary for growth. Let's take the human example. That when you were a kid and there was that time you had, whether you had little duck wings on or not, that you had to jump into the pool. And you've got someone waiting for there to catch you. There's the comfort waiting for you, but you got to jump in. And that feeling of, I can't, you do it. That's challenge met. It was scary. You met the challenge. You survived. But there was the comfort on the other side of that. Come into these arms. I will be there for you. But you got to go. Believe me, challenge is not terror. Challenge is necessary, but it can be done in small increments, so there's not a sense of overwhelm and panic that goes along with it. In fact, it's one paw at a time. They might not even notice it at all.
All right, let's go. That's right, you're cats. You're mean. You're predators. And you, subscribe to the channel. Show some support. Show your colors.
Come and join us. Like the channel. Leave a comment. I mean, you don't have to do it right this second.
Who are you? That's right, you're Team Cat Mojo.
Come on in. We're waiting.
Now, you could just generally want your cat to live their best life. It could not be this real defined challenge line. So in that case, you know my mantra, play with your cat, play with your cat, play with your cat. Now, when it comes to that one paw over the line approach, trying to extinguish real fear over something, nothing is more effective than food motivation. That's that thing if they're hungry. So, challenge line for us, you don't want to just be dishing out jackpot food or treats. We want to have them cross that line, get the reward. If you really want to get into this, I got a video on the concept of desensitization and counter conditioning. That's the science. It's a process. It's set, and it will get them there. I'll link it at the very end of the video, so don't go anywhere yet. I call that jackpot. You see, now for some reason, Bramble had a little bit of hesitation coming across the table, but what we've done is, look, see how the body is like, I don't really want to go that far, but now we have. So let's say just crossing over my laptop was his challenge line. We're over it for the day. He's done it. Now he's gotten his treat. We give him a little bit more. Here you go. And that means that when we put this away, tomorrow it's got even more value to it, you know? So don't forget your jackpot. Now, take this away because it smells like sardines and I'm gonna gag. One other thing that I've got for you guys, if you know me, you know that I also make solutions. They're holistic, they're all natural, and we formulated them for very specific things. In this case, we have Safe Space for Cats, which is just to help with the energy of territorial security. And this is called training support, and I formulated it for harness training or clicker training, but it works the same way. It allows to focus on that action instead of the fear around it. They actually work together beautifully. One safe space goes in food and water every day. It's kind of a maintenance formula. And then you've got training support, which happens during our times of challenge line work. Anyway, you can get it at the Jackson Galaxy store, and I'll put links in the description. I want you to just take a second and think of that moment in your life where everything in your body was saying, I just want to stay here, but you crossed anyway. What was that feeling afterwards? Not during, but after. And the day after that, and that little added oomph. And that's our job as guardians, as parents, is to provide just enough so you have that feeling of, I did it, I'm bigger, I am my best selves, both for the cats that are your family and for yourself as well, to remind you of that goal. And I will say this, if you're still equating that concept of challenge comfort as tough love, then you might want to go back and watch the video again because you're missing the point. And that, my friends, is what light and love and mojo is all about. So now that you're done here, how do you keep the mojo up? Watch one of these. Meow.